Welcome everyone to another episode. It is your host here, Annalena, and today I am back for the second practical success tip, especially for introverted and highly empathic leaders like you. And so yesterday we talked about the importance of protecting your energy and removing distractions. I'm going to be honest with you, that's going to be an ongoing process. It really is all about the awareness. Once you're aware about it, it's going to be so much easier to set healthier boundaries and really honor and prioritize your own energy so you can really be of service. And today, the topic is, or the success tip is something that many may not like to hear. And I know I've talked about it a lot already, but it's that important. It's consistency. So you gotta, in some way or form, show up consistently. Of course, in a way that feels good to you. Because if we do something in a way that doesn't feel good to us, then it's very, very hard to stay consistent. And this is hence why it's so important to eliminate distractions and protect your energy and really get in touch what I talked about yesterday with your values, because you have to be okay with showing up consistently, like I said, in a way that feels good to you. And if you force yourself to do it in a way that is totally out of alignment with your natural essence, because it's just following some trendy success strategy or what somebody told you have to do, then it can lead to, really misalignment and unnecessary struggle and dissatisfaction for yourself. So as introverts, you want to always look at, some introvert-friendly ways to be consistent. And from my journey, I can tell you that I used my voice more in the beginning and not so much video. Now, after years, I'm also very comfortable to be on video, but that took me a hot minute to get there. So podcasting is a beautiful way. If you have your own podcast, or if you want to contact other people to be on their podcast to share a message, that's a beautiful way. Of course, you also want to always check with the podcast host if they also release it in video format as well. So if you're not comfortable with that, just let them know and just make clear you only want to be sharing your wisdom through your voice. The other thing that I also did for many years was writing like social media posts. One thing in particular I really love is these carousel posts on Instagram, where it's almost like a little booklet where you can write your thoughts down over several pages. And again, you don't have to dance on a reel or be in people's faces too much or too loud in any way or form. So that's just important for you to get in touch with that. And one really good tip with that is think about the content that you like to consume. That's always usually the easiest, because if you like to consume more quiet, grounded content, then that's most likely also what you want to put out there into this world, right? Another thing is like you can do blog writing. And if you have your own blog on your website, or I think there's also some other websites out there that you can actually use to just write on there. I think there's medium.com. There are also a couple of other things. Just Google it, like where can you write content? There's so many things these days. And when you talk to ChatGPT, I'm sure it's going to give you a laundry list of different ways of how you can share your thoughts in writing with people. Then there's also at some point, like writing a newsletter is another way to communicate with your audience. And I'm giving you all these different things because you want to also practice and try out things in the beginning. It's not going to be that, oh, I'm going to do this and 100% this is going to be what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 years. I tried out things. I started a YouTube channel, I think almost four years ago, and then I stopped because it didn't feel right. And then eventually, over a year later, I had a very clear body yes to, okay, I'm really going to launch my podcast. And like I said, first my podcast was just audio. And then almost 2 years later, I started to also publish my podcast videos on YouTube as well. So it took me a while. And there's no right or wrong timeline. It's whatever feels right and good to you. And maybe you never want to be fully on video. Yeah. So by showing up consistently, and also when I say consistently, you don't have to do it every single day. Find a way that works for you. And you can start with doing it bi-weekly. For example, if you want to do podcasting, every 2 weeks, you release an episode, or you're on somebody else's podcast, or you release a written post. This could be also on LinkedIn, for example. I think on LinkedIn, you can also share almost like blog posts in some way. And then you may notice once you start to practice, oh, I can actually do it once a week. And maybe you're going to move to 2 times a week eventually and stuff like that. But you gotta start doing it. And I'm going to tell you too, there are going to be times where you're not going to feel like it. That is totally normal, because what starts to happen when you start to show up more consistently, you're going to attract more people, because more people see you, and you're going to have probably more inquiries. People reach out to you. And so there's this, like, you're going to start to taste some success. And what happens to the nervous system is like, oh, this is not safe, especially for us introverted people, right? It has too much attention. And we want to stay where we were, because change, transformation is the biggest threat to our nervous system, even though that's what we desire. Because anything that's unfamiliar, our nervous system wants to resist, because it's not what we know, right? And that's just something, again, when you're aware of it, already expect it. There will be days where you're not going to feel like it. And those days especially are really powerful if you show up anyways. Do something very simple. Do a very short post. Do a very quick audio recording, or reshare something and then share your opinion on it if you agree or disagree, or what is your view on it. Keep it simple. That's also obviously very, very important. And the other thing with staying consistent that also is very helpful is that you really connect to your why and your mission. Like, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Because, when we are not fully connected to the difference we want to make in the world, it's very easy to not show up. But when your mission and your why is so big, like, I have such a strong message, like, I really want to get this to people. And then it's much easier to get over the part of you that's like, what are people going to say? Or what are people going to think about me? Right? Because that, again, is something that very, very often holds us back. Or what I've heard a lot from clients is too, like, oh, what if people don't get me? Again, you're not here to please people or to have people get you. You are here to express your uniqueness, your voice, your authenticity, which is going to be different from anyone else. Even if you resonate a lot with what I say right now, even if you share some similar content, it's going to be very different, because your energy is so unique and your experience is so unique. We cannot ever be the same with that. And what happens, the more authentic you are through, and we're going to talk, just to give you a little bit of a hint tomorrow, more about authenticity as well, you start to automatically attract people that are, I call it your soul fractal. It's also from the Gene Keys. These are the people that you are here to serve. And in the beginning, it's a smaller group of people. The universe is not going to send you millions that you're not able to handle, also from a nervous system perspective, right? So know that also just one person, or especially one person, is so valuable and important. If you can serve one, if you can change one person's life, then you have the capacity to impact more people. And people, especially also if you're looking to attract paying clients eventually and sell stuff online, they want to know that you are reliable. So if you only show up once a year and then 3 months later they forget about you, because there's so much noise going on in the internet and social media and everywhere. So find something where you can show up consistently, because that creates trust. That also creates safety for people, that you are reliable in some way. Because imagine if they're going to think about working with you and you only show up here and there, they're going to be, well, I'm not going to sign up for a program because I don't know what to expect there. So this is something, you guys, I'm going to keep talking about it, you cannot get around with. Find a way to show up consistently. And I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm going to keep mentioning it probably also on the next days a little bit. So I have a membership as well. It's called the Conscious Money Creators. And I created this space specifically for that, for you to show up more consistently in your unique way. Because we are called the Conscious Money Creators because we need to create, we need to put our content out there. We want to get out of just consuming and giving our energy away from all the distractions, what I was talking about yesterday. And also with that, because it's called the Conscious Money Creators, we also consistently work on a healthy relationship with money. So you also start to feel worthy and empowered to talk about how much your offer costs, and charge for your services and not just give everything away for free, right? Why some free value, of course, is absolutely recommended. And this is podcasting, what I'm doing right now. This is sharing your newsletter, what you share on social media, or sometimes a couple of other things like a 10-minute recorded meditation. So people can get a taste of your energy, right? Because think about yourself. You're not going to invest most likely with a person you have never heard about before, and sign up for anything for a really long time if you don't really know how their energy feels. Because for us empath especially, we need to feel safe in our own energy, right? So that we don't get pulled too much into the other person's energy. So again, this is all about the topic here is consistency. And I just want to ask you, and this is kind of maybe like a little bit of homework for you, what is one way that you can wrap yourself around with your beautiful mind to show up in a consistent way that actually feels good to you? And again, you're gonna have to get a little bit out of your comfort zone. There will be days you're not gonna 100% feel like it. That's where growth and natural expansion happens. And if you would like some support with that, please feel free to check out the Conscious Money Creators. We are open right now for enrollment through October 1st. So you're totally invited to check it out. It's also like you can stay as long as you want. But that's a beautiful place if you want that support and accountability, because I know from myself, it's not easy, right? Like actually getting the motivation, because we always get in our head, we start to question ourselves, we doubt ourselves, we keep getting influenced because we still have some energy leaks and we are taking on too much from other people all the time. It's a process, it's an evolution with that. That's why I'm also here to support you with that, if that's what you would like. And with that, I'm also very excited to see you again tomorrow, where we will again build upon that. Also is very much connected to first protecting your energy and then being more consistent. And this one thing I'm going to tell you guys is such a big game changer, especially if you don't like to write marketing copy and you feel kind of salesy. This is going to be a big game changer for you. So thank you again for being here. I really appreciate and honor your energy and your attention. And I'm very excited to be with you all tomorrow. Bye for now.